To Unit 5 of the Lay Pastors Ministry Equipping Seminar on Being Professional. In this segment, Luann Francine, the Director of Volunteer Ministries at Hope Presbyterian Church in Minneapolis, Minnesota, will share some important insights on the need for professionalism in your ministry.
Hi, my name is Luann Francine. I'm the Director of Volunteer Ministries here at Hope Presbyterian Church in Richfield, Minnesota. Do you know the difference between being a professional and being professional? Let me tell you. A professional is one who is educated to be a lawyer, a doctor, a musician, an athlete. But being professional requires a manner that involves quality performance and quality behavior. A lay pastor can be professional without being a professional. Let me give you some suggestions. Number one, be yourself. God designed you to be a very unique individual. There is no one like you. I found that out with myself. I always felt like I was a duck out of water because I seemed so different than everybody else. But I realized that God had designed me a very unique and special person and has asked me to contribute the gifts that He's given to me in any particular situation. So He has used the gifts that I have, and He wants to use the gifts that you have. So be yourself. Do your pastoring in your own style, your own words, and your own personality. Don't try to imitate anyone else because they are not going to be like you. Number two, be human. That means to be genuine, sincere, full of Christ's love. I've taught my boys that when they meet someone for the first time, that they should extend their hand and give a warm handshake and then look them right in the eye. This indicates their sincerity and their genuineness. So often we find professionals who are cold, rigid, or impersonal, and we don't want to be like that. Also, be free to be spontaneous. That is so wonderful, to be your spontaneous self. Number three, get down to business. Small talk has its place, but people's time right now is so valuable. They don't have time for a lot of small talk. So when you go to meet with someone, you might want to get started with a few comments, but then get right down to business. Deal with the crisis. Give encouragement. Ask questions which will bring problems and joys to the surface. And as I've found out when I interview people, some people really like to talk and you don't have to say much at all. But others need a little encouragement. So then it's a good time to show your faith and your life. What has God done in your life that has been maybe instrumental in helping them to feel more comfortable? And most of all, pray. Pray before you go, pray while you're there, and pray at the end that the Lord will use your words to His glory. Number four, know what you are doing. It's so important to be equipped. In this equipping seminar, you will get tremendous amount of education and learning that will help you do this job in the best way that you possibly can do. But one of the best ways to learn is to practice. The first time you go out, it's going to be scary. The first phone call you make is going to be scary, but the second one's going to be a little better, and the third one's going to be better. But you'll learn a little bit about yourself, the things that you are strong at and the things that you are weak at. So you want to strengthen your strengths and improve your weaknesses. So always work at learning. Number five, use your proper authority. This is very important. When you go out as a lay pastor, you are going with the fact that you have been commissioned by your church to represent your church, your clergy, and your Lord. That should give you a tremendous amount of confidence. Jesus says in John 15:16 that you did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit. So have the confidence that you are representing your church, but also make sure that it's not a prideful confidence, because you are representing the Lord. It's not you that's doing the work, it's the Lord that's doing the work. Number six, be dependable. It's so important that your actions are congruent with your words. If you say you're going to be there at 8 o'clock and you can't make it till 8:10, be sure to give a phone call and let them know. It's so disappointing when our expectations are not met. And it's so important that your walk is equal to your talk. So be sure that you communicate your intentions and be dependable. Number 7, be available in case of an emergency. You know, a physician always has the, we expect a physician to be available in emergencies. And you're no different than that. A lay pastor needs to be available because that really brings a very congruent message to your talk. Be available in case of emergency. Number 8, be assertive. Also, you have to know that not every need is a call. So if you find that you're being manipulated or you're being asked to do more than you'd really like to do, have the confidence to say no or yes in an appropriate manner. Remember to be assertive. Number 9, know your limitations, but also set your limitations as to what you can and what you cannot do. Know enough about yourself to do that. You may have to make referrals or send someone to a person who is more professional, who is a psychologist or whatever. Know your limitations of what you can and cannot do. And number 10, be forgiving of yourself. You will make mistakes, and that's okay as long as you find out what you could do to improve. Marlene Wilson has said to me a long time ago that if it's not failure, it's not a mistake if you learn from it. So remember to learn from anything that you do. So don't be hard on yourself. On the same manner, don't be prideful about your successes. Again, it is the Lord who is using you, and it's the Lord who should get the glory. Most of all, lay pastors are not professionals, but they can be very professional in their efforts. So remember, you are people in process, and your work is for the Lord.
This concludes Unit 5. Please stop the tape. Our next unit will focus on how being precedes doing.